The predominant question I get asked and got asked when I arrived is, when are we going to beat Whitehaven? And, you laugh, it's a bit of tongue in cheek, but nah, they're serious, they're dead set serious. The people, the local people, the people that, have supported this club through thick and thin and are fantastic fans. So we get to answer that question this Sunday.
It's a new adventure this year, back in Betfred Championship. How's this transition been from League One?
Tough. I don't want to give the same spiel every time I come on, but the most important thing for us is about learning lessons every week. But actually, the club realised that we need to improve the squad, and that's something that it takes up a lot of my time and attention. Getting the right people in and getting bodies after we've had a number of injuries this year, and even a number of suspensions too. But we're not going to dwell on that now. We're not going to use any excuses. We'll use that as motivation. We've brought a couple in this week, which is great, strengthen the squad. We'll have a couple back from injury too, which again strengthens the squad. And the knock-on effect that has on in training that we haven't been able to do for probably a month or two now is be really competitive with each other in training. We were successful last year. We've generally been successful at my time in the club through, accumulating good days in training, but enabling the players to be competitive with each other. And when your squad is down to the bare bones, it doesn't just affect your Sunday; it affects your training on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, that's the main thing that I've done. We learn lessons. We knew it was going to be tough. It is tough, but boy, we're excited for this weekend.
So walk us through your thought process with regards to the players that you've brought in, because the Twitter feed's been pretty busy over recent days. So what's been the main additions?
So off the back of bringing in Luke Broadbent, who's a fullback, his dad's Gary Broadbent, who had a very long and successful career at a couple of Super League clubs and in West Cumbria. But Luke's a fullback, and we've extended Luke till just about the end of the season. We've also brought in Dan Bruin, who's a back rower, can play centre as well, a bit of a utility player. He's also from Workington. And today we've just announced the capture of Will Tate, who's an outside back from Hull KR. Probably a centre for us, he'll play. But just having that, being able to freshen up the squad is really important, and those boys do. And it'll be Will's first session tonight with us. Dan trained on Tuesday, and just the fact that also the current squad see the club being conscious and making the effort to bring new players in. It just freshens up the place, and brings having more numbers in training allows for that competitive nature that is natural in a rugby league player, but it's had to be handled sensitively and delicately when you've already got a load of injuries and you can't afford to pick up any more. So they're the additions that we've brought in this week. There'll be a couple more next week. There'll probably be a couple more longer term signings next week as well. And then also kind of reflecting on the current squad and having one or two back from injury. Certainly one back this week from injury, which is a real shot in the arm for us.
And ordinarily, I'd say it's going to be tricky, though, to integrate them into the team, especially in a big derby. But judging off Whitehaven, and I've already spoke to John, I mean, they're in a similar position, really, having to make acquisitions to bolster the squad up. So it's a bit up in the air this weekend. It was going to be anyway, because it's a derby, but it really is.
Yeah, you're right. Just to touch on your point about bringing in players midweek to play in a game, you've got to trust that the players that you bring in are from good environments, Super League full-time environments, and what they need to do when they come in is just do their job. We won't be reinventing the wheel. Sunday will just be about intent, enthusiasm, energy, controlling the ball, and which team does that best. And that's generally what happens in derbies. The emotion can take over a little bit, so we've got to manage that emotion, and we've got to do the basics and the fundamentals better than Whitehaven. And if we do that, we'll give ourselves a really good chance.
And this is the return of the West Cumbrian derby. How important is this derby?
Yeah, I mean, the predominant question I get asked and got asked when I arrived is, when are we going to beat Whitehaven? And, you laugh, it's a bit of tongue in cheek, but nah, they're serious. They're dead set serious. The people, the local people, the people that, have supported this club through thick and thin and are fantastic fans. So we get to answer that question this Sunday. We do play the Ike Southwood Trophy, which is a little bit more than a pre-season game. It's a trial match. It's a game that's played before the season starts, but there's added emotion to that game. So obviously, when it's for 2 league points, it's going to be very spicy.
And just a thought on where West Cumbrian Rugby League finds itself at the moment. The amateur game's doing really well. Workington as a club's doing really well. So's Whitehaven. It's good that it's going to have a spotlight on it this weekend as well, with it being on Premier Sports, because it does warrant it, doesn't it? Really, what's going on?
It absolutely does. It's there's a lot of people that care about rugby league and in this area, West Cumbria and Cumbria as a greater county. It's with Barrow doing so well. Having 3 teams in the championship is no mean feat, and it absolutely deserves recognition. And for me, it's about the people. It's about the people of the area. They deserve their clubs in the spotlight. They deserve the exposure. And what I can only hope for from my team is that they perform fittingly for those people. It's going to be a dogfight, and hopefully, and I'm pretty positive in saying that and confident in saying that it'll be worthy of being shown live on television. So yeah, we're really glad that it's being shown on Premier Sports, and we can showcase our talents, and we can show the rest of the rugby league country that rugby league is thriving in Cumbria and West Cumbria particularly, and we've got a lot to play for, and we're really excited for it, really, mate.
No, great stuff. And last question, Chris, the dead easy question right at the end. The away support at the weekend, how important are they going to be, and what's your message to them?
Huge. We have a really loyal travelling fan base, and we don't have thousands and thousands, but the people that we do have really care about the club, and it makes this club what it is. So I hope they travel. I know they will travel. I've had lots of messages of support, and I know they'll be as excited as anything. It's at a bit of a strange time, Easter Sunday at 7 p.m, but you know what? You could play it at Christmas Day at 3 p.m. and our loyal fans would be there through thick and thin. So, we're all excited as a club. The playing group are excited. I'm excited, and we can't wait to get going on Sunday.